how we can, you know. And these scoffers are going to keep coming against us, and the devil's going to keep pressing down on us. So all we can do is come harder and harder, man, until you know the Lord comes back, man. And it says, the night cometh when no man can work, and that time's coming, man. The famine of the word is prophesied in the scriptures. So if there's a famine of the word, and it's prophesied, that means it's gonna happen, man. That means, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, and that happened back in the ancient Roman Empire. You know, you had Jake worshiping, you know, fellowshipping in the catacombs. You had like our ancient forefathers actually had to go underground and literally were on the run, man. Like, you know, prophesying the word. All the 12, apart from John the Revelator, as the scholars like to reference, and were slaughtered on the spot, man, and he died of old age on the Isle of Patmos. So really and truly, our forefathers were on the run. Peter and them were on the run. Like, really and truly, they were like, according to Roman civilization, they were vagabonds, man. And that's the thing. You people don't understand. You look at a prophet of the Lord and you think he's someone that's going to be liked in society. You don't understand that every ancient prophet came against the standing elite of that time, and they cursed them out, man. The prophets weren't your get along kind of guys. People didn't like the prophets. People amongst their own nations. Like, that's why Yahushua said, he referenced Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and he also said that a prophet had no place to lay his head or no honor in his own hometown. Because really, your family is going to look at you like you're just a trouble stirrer, you're a demon child, you're a black sheep. But that's because you're coming against the normality. You're coming against, you're basically a glitch in the matrix to these people. It's like it's to cut you off.
Can't. No, that's true, man. That's true.
You done on that?
Yep.
It's just Isaiah 55 and 6, just on what you were saying. Well, it says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found, and call ye upon him while he is near. And now's the time to get this understanding, man. You know, we're quickly running out of time. You know, they're regulating the internet more and more and more. So, hey, scripture really doesn't need much breaking down.
And it's the truth, because even if you're in the spirit, you'll know. Like, because when I first heard this truth, like, even back then, I was like, shit, man, like, this could happen tomorrow. I need to learn as much as I can now to make sure that if this shit was to kick off tomorrow, I've got enough stability to actually stabilize myself. And it's the spirit, because even certain times, like, when, you know, you might be out here walking the streets late, like, the Most High will actually show you things. Like, once I've been out and about walking, I've seen foxes and you know, brothers have seen lynxes and all kind of little wild animals doing crazy shit. As of lately, there's been so many stories of like lions and zoos breaking out, doing all kind of like so-called horrific acts. But you know, it's all righteous. They're jumping up on them Edomites, doing what they got to do, man. Because the Most High is putting that spirit of vengeance out here, man. That's why really and truly, as year by year that goes by, man, you can see the spirit of these people gets more intense. Everyone's in that spirit of fuck you, I'm gonna do me. Because, hey, man, that's that 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, when it tells you, in the, you know, many shall walk in their own lust, you know. 2 Peter, so like, it says, you know, also in the scriptures, and I can't remember exactly where that is at the moment, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Let me get that.
Go on.
Get that. Go on.
Because, yeah, man, right now, this is not the lovey-dovey time, man. Like, that's why Yahweh Shai is going to bring destruction, because wickedness is pushed in society on a heavy level, man. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do yours.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
All these people know is wickedness, man. Because as the ruler of the people is, so are his citizens, man. And you know, you got the devil ruling. So how do you think these people are going to be on a day-to-day basis, man? These people know nothing but wickedness, because that's all they have pushed onto them through the media, to the television. When they go to work, they're just surrounded by nothing but wickedness. That's normality to them. So when you come up and tell a man Christmas is off, he's looking at you like you're crazy. He's looking at you like you're Satan, and you're trying to literally destroy his right to have a good time, but he can't see the wickedness in that, you know.
Yeah, that's confusion's basically the rule of the day, man. Everything's ruled by confusion, man. It's just a big mess. Jake the thing is like, it's such a basic, the brother brought out, like, is Israel's servant a homeborn slave, why is he spoiled? Because basically, Jake's been spoiled to the level where they've had their identity spoiled from them, man. They don't even know who they are. They're here thinking they're Africans or Americans or whatever the fuck. They don't actually know who they are. They don't know what their purpose is on the planet Earth. So that's basically got them they're completely out. They're finished, man. They ain't got a chance. And the thing is if the spirit of the Lord don't allow you to even come into knowing you're an Israelite, then you really don't have a chance, man. Because that's pretty much you're just out here. You're done, man. Let me I'll read this. 2 Ezra 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. So basically, that worldly mentality, that's a weak nature, man. Because basically, when you come into this thing, you have to basically just be willing to ride out. If come hell or high water, ride out for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's what a lot of guys ain't got in them, man. They'll come in and they'll endure for a little while, but then their women or their family or their kids, various different ties to the world, will bring them back and into the world out of this truth. And the men that are going to ride out, they're the men that have the integrity to basically just ride out whatever it is, whatever the Lord serves up to you. Hey man, you just got to eat it. And keep moving, keep rolling through the spirit, doing what you need to do, man, making the videos, keeping up online, watching for the prophecies, man. Because, hey man, if you know, the amount of videos brothers be doing, you can see prophecies are coming to pass left, right and center. World War III, hey man, a minute ago was Syria, now Saudi Arabia. The mark of the beast, you see multiple articles, and even like that blockchain technology as well, just blew up from nowhere. The economy crashing. You if you're watching for that, you'll see like this year, basically since Trump's come in, all the markets have been skyrocketing, man. Like in the West, basically, all the Western markets have been hitting new highs. I think FTSE hit like 7,000 for the first time. Dow Jones hit 17,000 for the first. Dow Jones on Nasdaq, one of them, man. But basically, they're breaking records. So that's letting you know, yo, this thing's building up. So you need to be basically, hey, if you're dealing with the spirit, you're in the spirit, you'll basically be like, yo, hey, this is soon. This is getting ready to piss up off, man. Yeah. We're about to get out of here. So you're going to be basically thinking like, yo, laboring that much harder because you know, yo, we're out of here, man.
I can make a good point. That's why Sirach 2:10 says, "Woe unto them that have lost patience, man."
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you're basically come into this thing, you might have been in there for a matter of years, and you're thinking, yo, this ain't happened yet, and then you're just thinking, fuck that, I'll just go back in the world. This ain't ever gonna happen. That means the spirit is not dealing with you, man. Because if you're keeping track, you already know shit's been popping off, man. From like the speed at which all these different things are coming out, like that's completely different. Even the mark of the beast, back when brothers first got like 2010, 11, you weren't really hearing about the mark of the beast like that. There was little bits coming out here and there, but this year you had the companies implementing that. The Olympic senior chief basically talking about implementing it various different ways. They're saying, okay, RFID. But prophecies be coming to pass. Says verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So that means, worse things are going to come, man. If a guy ain't got the patience to endure through what's going on now, how are they even going to make it when it comes to that time? If you're thinking, just waiting for like martial law to kick off. When you're getting tortured by these martial law cops, or your family's getting threatened at gunpoint, are you really going to have the integrity to go through that? That's the kind of level that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is building men up to in this thing, man. Says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evil increase upon them that dwell therein. And you're seeing that come to pass. This fucking transgender movement is just like, since what's his name, man? Fucking Bruce Jenner, Bruce Transgender, that bastard. Since him, that thing's just been speeding up, man. They've been they're talking about chopping off rods and like 5-year-olds and shit. That is completely just off.
These times, they won't let a child have sex until they're 16 because they're not corpus mentis enough to make that decision, they say. Yeah, they can make a decision to cut their rods off.
Yeah, like for Kevin Spacey to go and ramrod some 14-year-old, Kevin Spacey's the devil for ramrodding some 14-year-old boy. But you know, that same 14-year-old can get his rod chopped off and have a vagina drilled into him and get some titties slapped on him. That is called, that's a great, because hey, when the scripture came out, they might have been thinking like, this, it's funny because Esdras is basically just like, yo, just Jake basically being beneath the heathen was like, yo, how can you even look? Who are these motherfucking heathen bastards?
How long shall this endure?
Exactly. It's like, yo, you're letting some bubblehead Hamitic bastards, some fucking Japhetic,
I've actually got that.
shit-eating motherfuckers
over
over us.
before.
Okay, go on.
This is 2nd Ezra 6:57. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hand. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Hey, that's it, man. Because, yo, that was... Hey, imagine that was it. So then these greater evils, Esau's had the rule for how long? He had us in such an immense slavery, we didn't even remember who we were after. And now it's got to the point where we're just like, Jake is still sucking on that white man's ball bags, bro. So that's, hey, them greater evils. And then this is whilst the white man is basically saying, look, homosexuals should have rights.
Man.
You know, pedophilia is just love. That's the kind of man that we're underneath. It says, for truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Then answered I before thee and said, behold, Lord, I will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterwards, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. And yo, that's the world we're in now. That darkness without light, man. Because hey, all these you got this new generation GMO baby brats. You see some of these music they be listening to, that kind of shit. That shit is enough to rot your brain out, man. You be like, what the? Like, what's what even? Bro, that shit, I'm like, that's. I can only listen to so much, man. I don't even want to have it certain tunes stuck in my head, man, because that shit don't leave. But that's the kind of generation. These are the guys that will be looking up at what's his name, Jaden Smith, man, the fucking tranny, the trailblazing tranny of Jake Tranny. That's what's getting uplifted. Niggas in dresses, like, yo, but I'm getting paid though. That's what's getting uplifted out here. So what the next generation? It wouldn't even be a next generation.
No flesh to
They'll
be
be
seen.
pregnant men, man. That's how they get it. God damn. For thy law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the works that shall begin. Let me leave it there because that will go on into that more or less hit the point I wanted to get still. But you know, you brothers had.
I want this real quick.
To bring up.
Romans 13:11, which reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Hey man, it's obvious we're in the last days, man. You got Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, man.
that alone is
that alone. The president of the United States of America was in a comedy sketch in the WWE. That don't show you some shit. Like,
this guy was getting roasted by Snoop Dogg, man. Come on, man. Are you having a laugh, mate?
oh man.
What's that?
Yeah, go and grab it.
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. You know, and that's like part of keeping up with the news and the prophecies, man. Okay, so that's how to understand what the will of the Lord is and what's actually going on right now, man. You know, like Trump coming into power is a big deal. You know, that's a game changer. You know, the relationship between Putin and everything else that's going on in the world right now, man. That's all coming into fruition into World War III. You know, the tensions rising up on all sides, and you're only gonna know that by keeping up with the news and you know, filtering it through the prophecies, man. You know.
This is second Ezra's 9 from the top. Says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told you before, then thou shalt understand that this is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, so it's basically going into, you got to look at the prophecies, and when you see the prophecies coming into pass, you can see, hey man, we close to the end. Right, this is when I see it's part of the time past. Then you should understand, we're near the end, man. Right, it goes on to say, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and you've been seeing uproars of the people in the world since 2011, right? And then more and more you've been seeing earthquakes and more weird weather phenomena. Esau will say, it's global warming, but anything to fit his agenda.
Yeah, the orange sky over here, man.
Yeah. Suns in the heavens. Right, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from those days that were before thee, even from the beginning. When you precept, that was Isaiah 33 and 6. Our knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. Like people in the world, you remember when that orange sky happened in London, they were bugging out. Oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, everyone was thinking it was the end of the world.
Yeah. They were bugging out, but we were just looking through the scripture. Oh yeah, scripture said there will be signs in the heavens, man. And the thing is, if you lot are paying attention, brothers, Don gave you the answer, man. Yeah, you just go on YouTube, Orange Sky, London. Brothers covered the topic, man. Yeah, man.
Let me just bring this, because I just found this on The Guardian. And it says, enjoy menstruation, even on the subway. Stockholm art sparks round. It's basically a bunch of drawings by some stupid feminist bitch. And it's basically just got, an image, like black and white images, but then you just got the red menstrual blood just there visible in the picture. You can see it on the camera. That shit is vile. You're just gonna have is there even any need to? And there's you got 3-year-olds be seeing that shit. There's one of 2 ballet dancers, and then if its camera zooms in,
you see that?
Yeah, you need to tap it. See the fucking red menstrual blood all up in there for no goddamn reason, man. This is the kind of shit that Esau be promoting, man. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's no need, man.
That's just that's a grimy, that's a filthy being that has no business being the rulership of the earth, man. Because this is the kind, Esau's got the rule. This is the kind of things that he's uplifting, man. That's how you know it in the end, man. All them great wickedness. What the fuck? So you could have a 3-year-old youth with you, and then you're like, Daddy, why is it red?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. That's some vile shit.
Yeah.
That's some unclean shit. Anyway, now you need to be advertising that.
Yeah. And man ain't supposed to know anything about periods, man. The only thing you should know is, my woman's not here right now.
Yeah, she ain't around, man.
God.
She out of the house.
Yeah.
God, if you man got.
Well, I've got this last scripture. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And as these things are happening, all this wickedness is mounting on the earth, man. And the mark of the beast is being pushed to chip. And people are getting ousted in Esau's own society, man. His own pawns starting to get fucked up now. It's just a matter of time before before he comes down on Jake, man. Before he comes down heavy, man. Martial law and so on and so forth, man. We're coming into that end time.
That's right.
Hey, yeah. We can see evident. We're in that time, man. It's being made more evident as the days pass. So that's why brothers linking up, doing the videos, staying in the spirit. That's what it's about, man. Right now, because very soon that time's gonna pass where the YouTube can get locked down at any moment, man. Like back in the day, back in 2011, 12, 13, they were locking off the sites.
Yeah,
quick
time.
2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, bazam. All the sites were taken out.
GMS on street 22.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Brother might think, it's like the numbers. It's like GMS info channel 11.
Yeah.
Because that's like 1 to 10. I think 8 might still be up. There's a couple of them that's still up, but a lot of them they're just getting taken down. So you might just put two weeks of videos up there and then just switch up and then just make a new channel, man. And that's basically how, that means family of the word. that can come like in the blink of an eye, man. A lot of these prophecies can pass. That World War III, for all you know, you don't even know half of what's being reported in the Middle East, man, or various other parts like Ukraine. Who even keeps track of what goes on around there, man? But then certain things will be happening out there you might not know. We're already in the midst, because we are already in the midst of World War III.
Yeah.
But you know,
I went to the Imperial. Was it Imperial War
War
Museum? Where they had they were talking about how World War One was basically popping off, and people didn't really have a clue until like there was some famous. There was like some famous battle in the sea.
I think it was
a naval battle.
What, Verdun?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was Verdun was like the main big one in France. That was basically when they knew, okay, this war ain't gonna be ended, because it was like, I think the first couple, like 7-8 months, they were like, you know, it's just a war, because that's, if you actually go through 1900s, 1800s, just wars popping off day, and he saw that sword as his blessing, so he was trying to chop up everything, man, and there were Jakes still in certain countries, so you know, that's why he's using that weapon to his utmost. So you know, that's hey, that's the time we're in, man. If you got guys, you know, them haters on the comment boards, that's their purpose, man. That's their job, and hey, the Lord's gonna give them a just reward alongside it, man. So you know, I'll leave it there, man. Say, any brothers got closing? If you're saying closing, no. Say, okay, you'll praise the Alba Shimmy on Double and see apostles, elders, a great most. Shalom.